welcome to my channel. This is live. It's not my first live. This is not my first rodeo, but this is definitely the first one that I've done in a while. And this, since Leo was my top one 2 weeks ago, I'm going to go ahead and do it live today for you. So, doing a Celtic cross. This is a reading for all Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars. My name is Melissa. It's nice to meet you. I own a physical, light metaphysical store in my hometown, and I do provide services of tarot. I use tarot, I think, a little bit differently. I use it to help you find direction for your best possible life. I only want you to walk the best, most highest vibrational spiritual path. I want you to attract the yummiest lover ever so that you can have babies and have a wonderful experience together. I do believe in soul connections. And I do believe in karmic connections, and sometimes it's forever, and sometimes you have to learn a lesson to move on to the next one and an even better partner for you. So, that being said, let's get started. I am doing a Celtic cross. Let's see here. I feel like one moment. Definitely going to need to get a mic, right? So let's go ahead. It's too many. Spirit, what does Spirit have for all my Leos today? So I'm using the Light Seers Tarot deck. And I'm clarifying with Mystic Mondays, just a couple of cards from Mystic Mondays. Oh, that one's coming out for sure, because it was a mixture of another. King of Pentacles is laying as the bottom of the deck right now. So King of Pentacles is all about, Leo, you are probably making your money moves right now. You're probably feeling a sense of stability, and really things are coming together for Leo right now. You're not overly spending, but you're not underly spending. You're very wise about your decisions that you've made in the past in terms of, maybe investments, or even like what to spend your money on. Like maybe you're deciding, okay, well, what do I need right now? So I could totally see Leo like laying out their wardrobe and saying, okay, I don't need this, I don't need this, I need something to replace it. Like you're being very conscious of what you are spending your money on. So kudos to you, Leo, because you're about to make more. Okay, you're showing up as the world. So we do have the end of a cycle here. The end of the cycle meaning, whatever you were meant for in the past, and it was 3:33 when I said it. So whatever you're meant for in the past, you're ready to move on to your next step. We don't want to be stagnant people. There is a difference between stability and stagnation, and I feel like you understand what I'm talking about there, Leo. Coming across you, the feels, the moon card. So it is possible that you're maybe in your feels a little bit more than you usually are, and maybe you're not talking about them, and that's okay. But just realize that when we have this, there's a lot more going on that meets the eye, okay? We have this beautiful moon, and we have the light and the dark, and you can see like the dissection of this card. There's so much more going on beneath the surface than what we physically see. So just make sure when you go to make decisions, whether it's your heart or your business or friendships or whatever it is, just make sure you're seeing more than what meets the eye, and understand that there's more going on than what's being told to you. The root of the problem is temperance. So temperance to me is all about working smarter and not harder. There's a point where you could, for instance, there is a point where you could use, task A, task B, task C, and task D, okay? And you use all 4 of those tasks to make $50. But there's also your natural gift that you could literally do one of those tasks and still make the $50. But the basic premise is kind of soften up your actions, Leo. It's almost like you feel like, well, if I'm going to be wealthy, then I need to work hard, and I have to, pound the pavement, and I have to, slit a vein and bleed to make sure that I get what I deserve, right? And it's the same with relationships. I feel like some people are like, oh, relationships are so much work. Yes, they are. But if you are constantly like selling yourself short or giving a part of yourself up for a relationship, then it's really not for you. Okay? It's more of it should be a nice flow, a give and take. And I love too with temperance, we have this alchemy of light and dark. Okay? And really, the alchemy is the blend of the both. So, meaning, not working as hard, but really using the magic of both energies. Okay. So keep that in mind too. That is kind of the underlying problem here. It's like, I think you're finding that you don't have to work harder, you just need to be smarter about your work. In the past, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So it's possible, you kind of got to a point where you're like, okay, I've gotten everything my heart has desired. Now what? Right? It's funny, Leo's, there's always something working out for you. It's like you're destined for amazing things. All the Leos that I know are constantly made for wonderful destined things. So I feel like you need to make some more wishes, Leo. Like, what else do you want? Do you want trips? Do you want a comfier lifestyle? Do you want more people around you? Do you want less people around you? I think it's time to make some more wishes. So coming into your subconscious, we do have the Four of Wands in reverse. I don't know if you're afraid that you're going to lose some supporters, or maybe lose some fans. Okay, J-Lo is popping up to me. I know she's a Leo woman, but maybe the decisions that you're going to be making now because of what you're seeing and like the whole work versus non-work action factor, maybe you're going to feel like you're going to lose some supporters. But the reality is, when I talked about soul and karmic ties and things like that, like maybe they learned their lesson from you, and maybe you learned their lesson from them, and maybe that journey is over. I'm not saying you have to like cut the cord and push them out of your life and block them, but like, bless and release. Maybe they're not in your inner circle, maybe they're like 3 layers out, like a tree, if that makes sense. Coming into the future, we have the Six of Swords. So you're definitely moving forward and you're moving on. This is the immediate future if nothing is done, okay? So you're definitely moving forward and moving on. And I did hear take the kids and moving forward. And when I say take the kids, it's not a matter of like you actually physically packing up your children, but I feel like you're taking your people. When I talked about, worrying about the people you are going to take your people with you. I feel like you're going to move forward, Leo, and you're going to do what's right for you, and you're going to have people follow. I have a lot of friends who are have their own businesses and like multi-level marketing and things like that. And so I know a lot of them are making switches right now, and they're worried that like they're going to lose friends because of their change of business. But the reality is, business should just be supported by friendship no matter what. Like no matter what you do, whether you start a brick and mortar or you start a new coaching program or something like that, like people should follow you because they, honor your growth and they want that growth too, if that makes sense. All right. So showing up in advice from Spirit, we have the Star card. So a little less self. I know this is hard, Leo. All my favorite Leos know this. A little less self and a little more spirit. Okay. You can see this is the Aquarius card, and this might be an Aquarius in your vicinity, but also it might be an Aquarius portion of your chart. It's time to get realigned with Spirit. Okay. When you have an alignment in who you really are and how you're working with Spirit, it is the most magnetic, beautiful part of you, Leo. So make sure you're taking the time to do that. In your environment, we do have Five of Wands, so there is going to be some conflict, and I feel like they're going to be like fighting over you. Um, they might be fighting with you and encouraging you not to grow, because again, you had everything you ever wanted. Um, but again, we don't want stagnancy. We want stability. We don't want stagnancy. So I do feel like there's going to be some back and forth in terms of like, should you stay or should you go? I heard that song, Should I Stay or Should I Go by The Clash. All right, coming into your hopes, the Ace of Cups. So you're going to get a new offer, okay? And it's going to be a beautiful one. This could be in love. This could be in a support of some sort. It could be a coach of some sort, but you're going to get a new offer and it's going to be very genuine. And it's just almost like your inspired feeling again. Like, you know how like when you started the first day of school and you were like ready to, take hold of things, like that's what it feels like. It's like that new inspiration. So you're going to be inspired if you just keep going. I know you might be feeling stagnant, and maybe that's why you're like worried that, that it shows up in the hope and the fear. So it's going to give you hope. Get right with spirit. Remember, I said this creates hope. Then you're not going to have as many fears with it. Okay. And then in the advice, we have the Six of Wands. So you're going to be celebrated again wherever you go. All right. So just keep note of that. You're going to be celebrated, Leo. You are always meant to be celebrated. You are the sun, for crying out loud. You're amazing in whatever you do, and stuff always just happens to work out for you. So a little bit of clarification. Ooh, we have the Six of Wands. So we're definitely going to be moving fast here. We have the Ten of Pentacles again. Pentacles, money, you're going to get it. And the Five of Swords, okay? Just make sure you stand your ground. When we have that Five of Wands pop up in your environment, remember, your Five of Swords basically is telling you, like, stand your ground, because what you want is ideal for you, Leo. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work out for your bestie that you work with. It's what you want is exactly where you're supposed to be in life. So just stand your ground, keep going, and again, get realigned with spirit, because that's what's going to take you the furthest. All right. Thanks so much for getting on this live. I know some of you popped on. I appreciate all likes, all shares, all comments, all feedback, and I look forward to talking with you again at the beginning of December. Have a wonderful day. Toodaloo.